I may call the member for Durack.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. This week's attack by member for Perth, Alannah MacTiernan, on the Abbott Government's rollout of the NBN was nothing more than an attempt by the Labor Party to use the regions for their own political gain. The member for Metropolitan Perth has no interest in helping the people of Geraldton or the rest of regional or Western Australia. She just wants to use them as a political football. Why else would she go out of her way to use valuable parliamentary time to talk about a region out of her electorate? What? There's nothing else happening in Perth? Her speech was a fumbling, inaccurate account of Geraldton's NBN rollout, which was focused on attacking a highly respected minister rather than the issue at hand. As Geraldton residents would know from the many times I've updated them on the NBN, our government is working to resolve the many issues caused by Labor's failed attempt to roll out this service, while ensuring it continues in a timely and cost-effective manner. In fact, our rollout will save Australian taxpayers some $29 billion. In Geraldton specifically, we've continued to progress with design work while we look to negotiate new contracts to rebuild the network. We are hopeful that these will be signed in the coming months. What a lot of people don't realise is that under Labor, work in Geraldton had come to a grinding halt. Syntho had walked away from the project months before the federal election in 2013. Labor's constant attack of the NBN rollout is nothing more than a smokescreen for their failure and a way to pass the buck. The truth is that despite Labor's shameful promise that they would deliver NBN to regional Australia, NBN Co never owned the radio spectrum to cover the wireless footprint. In other words, it was never going to happen, and we've been left to pick up the mess. The member for Perth has done nothing more than create another mythical world for Labor rather than living in reality. The reality for Geraldton is this: Labor became fixated on one form of technology, fibre to the premise, and have tried to claim that this is the only way Australia can achieve very fast broadband, which is simply not the case. The UK and the USA have both successfully used fibre to the node, so it is not remotely experimental and has been proven to not only deliver very fast broadband, but to deliver it cost-effectively, something that the Labor Party just doesn't seem to understand. But despite this, Minister Turnbull said only yesterday in the House that it is very likely that the rollout of the last 4 contracts in Geraldton will be fibre to the premise. But unlike Labor, our government does not want to make promises we cannot keep.
I thank the member for Durack.